Hello lads and lasses, how are you doing? Well, I can't hear you answering me, but feel free to anyway. I might keep this accent for the rest of the video. I am talking really fast. I have sunburn, and knowing me, that'll turn into a tan, which might look terrible considering I might be dyeing my hair later this week. Maybe. I'll keep you up to date. But anyway, I look red like a bus, which is coincidence because today I'm going to be talking to you about buses. I want you all to subscribe to Roar It's Me Hannah right there. That would better fit the link there. Hopefully my hands are big enough to fit that. Anyway, subscribe to Roar It's Me Hannah right now, or I will send Skrillex to eat your noses. This room has really weird echo. Yeah, this is my really plain bedroom. Anyway, buses. I love buses. I use them to get around everywhere. But they're really strange. Like, the amount of bad things that could happen to you on a bus is, like, unimaginable. There's the ordinary stuff. It might crash, or the driver might have a seizure. You might get mugged. Scratchy face. Meh. Probably the strangest thing that's ever happened to me is when I was on the bus with the wise words of Benson and Zumba 900. That, for those of you who don't know, that's Ben and Dylan. We were sitting on the bus, there were some chavs at the back, and one of them came up to me and Ben and Dylan, or as Dylan would say, Ben and Dylan and I.
Oi, you getting off the queef? Because there's a massive house party at the queef.
And to that we said,
No, we're not getting off at the Queef, thank you very much.
Another thing that's happened to me on the bus is when I was on my way to see Ben again, who I see like every weekend on the bus. Well, I don't see him on the bus, I go to his house on the bus. It's just a long story. I sat down and suddenly this woman with a child like stood next to me, and she had eyes that were literally like greener than nuclear grass. And so she stared at me like this. And I said, sorry, do you want to sit down? And she said, and that was really scary. Evil bus driver. Wherever you go, there's always an evil bus driver who won't let you on the bus. So there I was, waiting at the bus stop, when suddenly a 72 came, which goes back to my house pretty much, by Hammersmith, stalked me, get on the bus, when the doors closed and he rided off into the sunsets. So the next day, I managed to get on that bus, same driver, and I sat down. There were these two girls from my school who were like in sixth form or whatever, and the bus doors closed. He was just about to speed off when suddenly they ran and ran, and they were like, the bus was already like 20 meters away from the stop when he stopped, let them on, and then did his whole speedy sunset thingy. So that's either sexism or feminism to the max. Or you always end up sitting next to a really creepy old woman on the bus. Like a few weeks ago, I was sitting down, this old woman sat next to me. I have no problem with old women, they're perfectly fine, but not when they're all like, they're skinny, they sit down with their little copy of the Sunday Times, produced from their pocket, like a pot of stuff that literally looked like fermented testicles, like in pickle sauce or whatever. So she started eating this like testicle stew right next to me, and it smelled like the worst thing you could ever imagine. So I got off at the next stop and ended up waiting like 20 minutes for another bus. The end of my bus story of this week. So hopefully you will like, favourite, comment, and subscribe. You've been watching. Oh my god! That was awesome.